The best way to create lead guitar parts and also get better at improvisation is by following the chords. Here's an example. Now for this example, I'm in the key of F and I'm going to be playing 3 chords. D minor, the 6th chord for 2 bars, B flat major, the 4th chord for 1 bar, and C major, the 5th chord for 1 bar. Now the first thing you want to do, of course, to get better at following the chords is learn your triads all over the fretboard in all their inversions. So on strings 1, 2, and 3 will go like this: D minor, B flat major, C major, D minor, B flat major, C major, D minor, B flat major, C major. Let's do the same for strings 2, 3, and 4. D minor, B flat major, C major, D minor, B flat major, C major, and to finish D minor, B flat major, and C major. Now you can do the same for strings 3, 4, and 5, and 4, 5, and 6. Now if you pay close attention, you're going to realize that when playing these 3 chords, you're going to have the 7 notes of the minor scale inside of them. So here's a way to see that. I'm going to play the D minor scale starting from that 12th fret of the D string, right? So I'm going to go like this: root, 2nd, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, and root again. Now I'm going to harmonize this minor scale using any of these 3 chords. So for the root, for D, I'm going to use this D minor first inversion, right? I have the D on the melody. Then for the 2nd note, I'm going to go to this C major, 2nd inversion. Then for the flat 3, I could use either D minor or I could use B flat major. For the 4th note, I'm going to use C major root position. Then for the 5th, I'm going to go back to D minor root position. For that flat 6, I'm going to use a B flat major first inversion. For that flat 7, I'm going to use a C major first inversion, and for the root again, I'm going to use this D minor first inversion. So now you see that by playing these 3 chords, you're going to have the information of the 7 notes of the minor scale. This is a really nice approach to have when playing scales too. You're going to sound more melodic by following the chords. Now for the solo, I'm going to start with D minor for 2 bars, and I'm going to use this triad as a reference point. D minor root position strings 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm going to start here by playing octaves. I'm going from that flat 3 of D up to the flat 7 and then sliding to that root. Now playing octaves is going to make us sound more melodic right away when playing scales. We have just one movement here to go horizontal, so it's going to make us sound more like a singer. So my next line goes like this. And I'm using this D minor first inversion to this C major first inversion to this B flat major first inversion. Now instead of using the whole triad, I'm just going to use strings 2 and 3, right? I have D minor here, and then I'm going to C major, but I'm still over D, so I'm going to have the 9 and I'm going to have the 11. And then I'm going to have B flat major, strings 2 and 3, but over D, I'm going to have the root and the flat 3. And then the next thing I'm doing is thinking about the C major, but just strings 1 and 2, and I'm sliding from the 8th fret of strings 1 and 2 to the 10th fret, back to some chords of D minor. Okay, now the chord changes are happening, so I'm going to go to this B flat major 2nd inversion, and I'm going to double the 5th on the 6th fret of the B string. And I'm going to do the same for C major, whole step up, and I'm going to double the 5th. So it's going to sound like this. From here, we're going back to D minor. Now I'm going to use this D minor first inversion as a reference point. And then here I'm going to go to F major, the 1 chord. And again, the 1 chord with the bass on the 6th chord, 6th chord minor 7. So F major over D is a D minor 7. So here I'm going from D minor, actually, first inversion, to F major, but over D, D minor 7. Now from here I'm going to go to F major, first inversion, but over D again is D minor 7. Remember, I still have 2 bars to play over D, right? So I'm going from this F major first inversion to this C major second inversion. But again, over D, I'm going to have the root, the 11, the flat 7, and the 9. So then from here, I'm going to repeat that C major, and again, over D, root, flat 7, 9, 11. And to finish, I'm going to go to D minor root position. So I'm going to have this movement over D. And to finish, the chord changes are happening again. We're going to B flat major and C major. So I'm going to use these triads as a reference point. B flat major, second inversion, strings 1, 2, and 3, to B flat major root position, strings 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to do the same for C major. C major, second inversion, strings 1, 2, and 3, to C major root position, strings 2, 3, and 4. So what I'm doing here is try to target that note on the G string, right? I'm going to go from one note below the scale, sliding it up, then skipping the B string and going to the E string. So then I'm going to go to this B flat root position, strings 2, 3, and 4. Now I want to differentiate the 4 chord from the 5 chord. So I'm going to think about the modes a little bit here. So B flat major is the 4 chord, and And the note that makes the mode special is going to be that sharp 11 or flat 5. That is half step below the 5th, right? In this case, I'm in a root position triad, so the 5th is on the 6th fret of the B string. Half step below is that sharp 11. So what I'm going to do is play a melody like this. 5th, sharp 11, 3rd, root. So I'm going to have this phrase for B flat major. And to finish on C major, I'm going to use again that G string as my target note. I'm going to come from a whole step below, a note of the scale, from F to G, skip the B string, go to the A string, and then for the root position triad strings 2, 3, and 4, I'm going to bring the 9 here. So I'm going to have the 5th, the major 3rd, the 9 is going to be a whole step below, and the root. So I'm going to have these. And then to finish, I'm doing octaves again, from the flat 7 to the root. Now if I put all that together, at the end I have this.